I'm gonna get to the question that I get asked the most by jugglers. Why do you put tape on your rings? Pros, keeps them nicer longer, looks better on stage in my opinion. For an example, I use these for 5 years and they're immaculate. Just protects them, and then visually on stage it breaks it up. Any color with the white trimming just really popped. And then of course the person I idolized as a kid is Anthony Gatto, and he did this. So I used to sit at school and like pause videos, I'll look at photos and zoom in, and on his red show rings he'd have white, and on this he'd have this, just like a trimming. And like sometimes it's red tape on white rings. There's no rule, it doesn't have to be white, but this is just the look I like and I've done it ever since. Cons. A fresh tape set can get a little snaggy with your nails, I will admit that. That's a problem for 9 and 10 ring jugglers, really. I've just found the occasional pinky grab can get caught on the new tape. There's another life advice. It's always good to have 2 sets of rings, like in rotation, so you can kind of train these to get ready to be show ready, whereas right now these are the show ready, tried and tested. So I wouldn't recommend doing both the sets at once. I normally do it every few months. This has been a good while. As you can see, they're quite chopped up. And these are the show set. So I'm actually transitioning into my old set, which funny enough I retired ages ago thinking they were old, but these are like immaculate compared to the show set. So I'll show you the process I do and what you need to how I get these show ready. Okay, what you'll need. Rings. Rings. I wasn't going to say rings, I was going to say all the other things. Rings is what you'll need. Sponges. Really, I hate that sound, but you know those really fine ones? Because you've got to take the residue of the original tape off. That's the annoying part. That's what I found works the best. Cleaning wipes, aka rags, just like a rag. And mineral turpentine, we in Australia call it terps, gets the job done. But since you're a juggler watching this, there's no way on earth a random non-juggler is watching this, and if you are, loyal. That's a loyalty dat. Obviously, most important thing is white electrical tape. Go to your local hardware store, grab some white tape. This is actually what I've had for years sitting around. Oh, scissors. You do need scissors. Scissors. Scissors are actually very important. Okay, so they're the things you need. Step 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean them to try and get them as even as possible. So that's the first step. It does get annoying. The longer you leave the tape, a la what I have done, it'll break up. Yeah, it does exactly that. It'll break up a bunch and leave quite a large amount of sticky residue. See, for instance, these have been used every day. I won the WJF in 2010 with this ring. And sure, I've taped them a few times, quite a lot since, but look at the condition it's kept in. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Still new. And I've juggled on outdoors, indoors, concrete, hard stage, soft stage, juggled on a lot. Yeah, so take the tape off. De-tape the rings that have tape on them. Luckily for me, this set, I've kind of pre-done that ages ago. And then I've cleaned the residue, so I'll show you how I do that. You get a cleaning rag, put some turpentine on it, and then clean off the residue, and it should come pretty easily off. I did go through a red tape phase on the white rings, a la Gatto again, and I used to add like, for $2 you get a pack of like 60 gold stars, and I put them all over the ring too, just like Gatto, which was really nice because when they're spinning in the air, up close it's just 5 rings. But everything I'm doing from a young age, I think that's the benefit of being born into the circus. People pay money to watch you throw and catch plastic kids' toys, let's be honest. As a thank you, you want to make that experience as good as it can be for them, no matter your school level. If you can polish up a less talented act, that's performing, and that's something I appreciate and respect. I think I'm definitely going to try and do a performing advice video, but I've got to let time come with me with that one, because that's only come to me quite late too, surprisingly, at like the level that I feel like I'm thinking when I'm out there in the ring. That is like the biggest tip I can give you all, is like, when you're performing and you're getting paid to juggle, you're no longer juggling for yourself. That took me so long to learn. You're creating a visual performance for everybody, whether they're ringside or the back corner or 3 tiers up that way in a theatre. You're performing for everybody equally. Just because they pay more, you're still performing for these people the exact same. So your costume, your stage presence, your music, we can get into that, your prop table, everything. We'll get into in other videos, but this is just one that I found looks good on stage, no matter what colour ring, break it up a bit, and just gives it a little pop. So that's all the rings residue off them. So now they're ready to have a clean. Honestly, house or caravan, I'll go to the bathroom or showers or tap or sink or anything and just run them under water and just give them a real good, like, soak off with that methyl and stuff, because then the tape might not really stick to it properly. But now we get to cleaning. I have got warm soapy water here, you don't need much. Wet your magic sponge. That has come out incredibly nice. You put in this in fast forward, I tell you that much. I was just having like a bit of a moment then cleaning these, thinking of like the 15, 16, 17-year-old Cody. Out of pure love, I clean them all the time. I'd care for my stuff. I'd throw them down and smash them around if I caught something cool. And a lot of like the older generation on YouTube, they were like, why are these kids tossing it? It's like, well, we just got a 10-ring trick. So like, we're pretty excited because it hurts. To get there, you don't think it doesn't hurt getting a nail broken by a 10-ring trick? So when you do catch it, you want one back and you're excited and you smash them down. And you would never tell that these... I won in 2010 in Vegas with these rings. And I've kept them really nice, so that's something I'm really proud of. I want to offer more advice, because there's a bunch of young jugglers out there that I would have done anything for advice from one of like the OGs that I really respected, and I did. I had a week with Pavel Sugovic, who's my juggling idol. As for rings, if you watch my YouTube videos back in the day, like I was good at clubs, I was really good at clubs and pretty good at balls. Hopeless at rings. But you spend a week in Las Vegas with Pavel Sugovic, the best ring juggler in the world, and then all of a sudden you get damn good at rings. With the two like internationals from Russia and Australia coming in to perform at this thing, like morning news stations over in Vegas, and we got to spend a lot of time together, and just watching him and just standing around him, it's just the coolest thing. And yeah, that's how you kind of get better at rings, is when you watch one of the greatest jugglers of all time in front of you and then offer advice. When I got interviewed by the Daily Telegraph here in Australia, it was my quote that I thought of, which is genius for a 15, 16-year-old kid, was it was like getting a golf lesson from Tiger Woods. That's the exact quote. That's exactly what it was. And then all of a sudden in my YouTube juggling videos, I just get very good at rings very fast. Which then, rings in a performance, they're the most visually stunning. And to be honest, they're the easiest ones to finish on, because very quickly I could put like a 7-ring flash in, and then you're doing 7 props. I was already doing 7 balls. I wasn't ready for 7 clubs in the show yet. So you put the 7-ring flash, visually stunning, and then you get confident at doing the pull down on your head, and then the crowd goes crazy, and that's sound advice, I think, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of cool, like reminiscing. This is definitely bringing back flashbacks to the younger Cody. Now I'm going to go dry them off and start the tape, the entertaining part. This is the tutorial right here. You can't just chuck it on like that, because then the squared edges eventually go a bit funny and will peel and stuff. So cut on like a 45, or it doesn't even have to be, just cut a diagonal off. So I'm just going to cut, like for instance that. Just cut a diagonal off. So then you kind of support with your thumb, go about in the middle, and then what you do is just pinch that first bit, and then just keep with your other thumb, keep supporting like that. And you can always do that. If it's not right, you just lift it up and do it again. But you always just do a little bit at a time, don't try and go all the way around in one. Push down enough, tighten it out enough that you can see the seam of the ring in the middle. It is easy to go side on and look at it this way than any other way. You only do one layer for sure. You don't want to feel the tape. That's the whole point of the tape, is you don't want to feel the tape. Now, I'm coming up to the part where we're close to overlapping. Overlap about an inch, because when the tape does kind of settle and stretch out, if you go flush and flush, it'll leave about a 2 centimeter gap. So if you go an inch, you kind of leave that perfect amount. So that's what I found, is go over about an inch. This is the other important bit. You cut on a 45, just from, it doesn't matter what direction. For me, I like going the same, so I'll go like a right side. But once you're over about an inch, cut on a 45 again. This one is very important. Cut on the 45, and then you're ready to go for the next ring, and then it seals it off really nice over here. And then just kind of like lock it in. And that's how I tape the rings. 16 years ago, I won a title with this ring, and look at the condition it's in. So cool, and trust me, the bosses of the show you perform in will appreciate the work that you're putting in. You'll feel better about yourself and your props and your stage presence. The public will acknowledge and respect that your equipment looks really nice. So yeah, now that you've already cut that kind of angle, put it in the middle of the tape. When you're kind of satisfied with that, pinch it off, And then you start doing your 2 or 3 inches at a time, 4 or 5 inches at a time when you're a bit more confident. If you see air bubbles, they will last 10 minutes once you get juggling and dropping. Make sure you juggle them in. You can, like, I'll be using these in the show on Friday, no doubt, but I've done this enough. But if you've kind of just stumbled across this video and you want to try it, I'd definitely just practice with them a bunch, literally a couple of times. And then cut it on a 45, about an inch over, bang. When it's in the center and you're happy with that, lock it off. Bang. I'm kind of in a bit of a rhythm now, so it shouldn't take me too long to finish a ring, and there's only 2 more left after this, and then I'll show you the end result of like a before and after. So keep in mind, I've got essentially a before set, which is here. This is the show set that I've been using in the show for a long time. I would be using these this Friday. And then, just with a bit of tidying up and cleaning, this is now, so I'll do a bit of a side-by-side comparison. Yep. And that's why I tape the rings. They're gonna look so good in the show. I don't know, you don't have to tape the rings, I just do. And this brings out the young juggler in me that used to do this all the time. And I haven't done it for a while, as you can see by the old set. Thank you for watching, please subscribe and drop a comment below if you want any more advice, juggling, performing, anything that I could offer. I'd be more than happy to add my input. Thank you all for watching. That's how to tape your juggling rings / why you should do.